Hi, my name's Tiffany Walker, and I'm a transgender woman. Hear me roar. Meow. Ooh, lipstick on the teeth. Anyway, hi. How are you? Do I look better now? Am I still ugly to you guys? I'm still learning makeup. My spouse is a cisgender woman, and she's just not a makeup kind of girl, which is fine. So, I mean, I'm trying to learn it on my own, more or less. So, whatever. I think I look kind of cute. Anyway, I love this thing. I don't know why. I just like it. Nice flowers. Okay, guys, let's talk about two words. Just because. Sounds harmless, right? Just because? I'm learning a lot about microaggressions, especially since I stopped driving a car and I started riding public transportation. If you want to find out about society, ride the bus in a big city like Vegas. I challenge you. Yeah. You want to experience diversity, that's a good way to do it. But let me tell you what I saw yesterday, and then we'll get back to just because. All right, my spouse and I were on the bus on our way to none of your business, and we were sitting on the axle of the back wheels of the bus, where the seats are up higher, and then there's like two forward-facing seats that are pretty high up, where you have to climb up a big step to get onto them, but they face the forward part of the bus. You know, you can look down there and see what the driver's up to, look out the window, see the strip, whatever, okay? We're going up and down, we're going up the Las Vegas Strip. And this, when we got on the bus, there was a man who looked like a potato sitting on the bus, on the sideways, like jump seats, maybe you call them, like a bench seat. So directly in front of, the only open seats were, we decided to face forward. So instead of sitting next to Mr. Potato on the side-facing bench seats where you're looking at the side of the bus instead of forward, we just climbed up on the higher seat over the axle, over the wheel base or whatever it is. And as we climbed up onto those seats, the man who was sitting there, when we got on the bus, there was nobody sitting in there's like three sideways facing jump seats, you know, on the side of the bus. And there was nobody sitting next to him. Those seats were available. But we decided to face the other way. Okay, so we walked past the guy. I noticed him. He gave me the stink eye as I get on the bus. And my spouse caught it too. And she's like, what are you looking at? You know, because it's like, come on, she stands up for me. And a lot of times, I don't even realize I'm being stared at. Sometimes I don't catch it, and she does. But this time she noticed it more than I do, more than I did. But either way, this white man, pudgy, dumpy, middle-aged, soggy in the middle, fat gut, polo shirt tucked into his trousers. Not a good look, fellas. Stop doing that. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so, yeah, he's sitting there with his beer belly, and bulging out of his polo work shirt with a casino name on it, of course. He's going to work, too. And I don't know what he does, but just he had gray hair, mustache, fat face, and just an average-looking guy, right? Who should mind his own business? But he didn't. But he didn't do it by speaking up. He did it with his body language. Pure microaggression type shit. Oh my goodness. I'm learning the ways that people can make you feel excluded or unwanted or unwelcome. So many ways to do that without actually having someone open their mouth and say, I don't like you, go away, I hate your guts. You don't have to use words. You can get your point across, believe me. Especially on a crowded bus. So anyway, we're getting onto the bus. We saw that guy sitting on the sideways bench seats, and we saw the two higher seats, and we're like, oh, where do you want to sit, over here or over there? And we decided we're going to climb up and go on the higher seats, okay? And apparently, I caught him out the side of my eye, but she saw him. He was just, Okay, so we climb up on the higher seat, sit down. My spouse is sitting here. I'm sitting here. We have two side by side, facing forward, that are higher up. Potato Boy is sitting down below me by just maybe a foot below, right here, facing that way. So when we climbed up in the seats, we're pretty close, but I'm over, if he's sitting here, my spouse and I'm sitting in this to his left shoulder. My spouse is on the other side of me, and we're facing forward. He's facing sideways. Okay? So when we get on the bus, we walk down the aisle of the bus past him. He's facing the side of the bus. He's giving me the stink eye as we get on, which I'm trying to ignore, but my spouse is like, dude. And we climb up on those seats, and I sat down basically right here by his left shoulder. And he looked pretty relaxed. When we got on the bus, he was just sitting there mansplaining and with his beer gut hanging out, bulging out of that freaking polo shirt. Oh, God. And not attractive. Not a good look. And but anyway, I just minded my own business like I try to do. I just climbed up there and sat down up here because it's a bus and you can sit wherever the hell you want. He doesn't own the bus. But anyway, so this guy's body language completely changed when I sat next to him. He's just sitting here mansplaining, gut hanging out, doing the manly man thing, right? But when I sat down, he went like this. Boom, legs closed, leads forward, went like this, and turned his shoulder like this away from me. I don't smell. I wear nice perfume. But he did this. When I sat right here, he went from this to, like I had a disease he was gonna catch or something. And then he scooted over one seat a little bit, and as he sat there, I'm facing forward, having a nice conversation with my spouse, and after he did that, he kept doing this. He looked mad, he kept glancing over like he was so offended by the sight of me and the presence of me that he felt the need to protect his vitals, face away, hunch over, and keep giving me sideways stink eye. And then I became very aware of it because she's like, Tiff, check it out. And I was just like, oh God. She's just like, and I was just like, another one? Yeah, another one. He didn't have a red hat on. He had his work shirt on. And I'll tell you what, I'm learning about what doxing is from watching channels like Tizzy, who I want to give a big shout out to, by the way. I love what you do. Keep it up. Yay! You are a social justice warrior and a personal hero of mine, and you inspire me. So thank you, Tizzy. Anyway, please watch his stuff. But I'm learning about what doxing is and how there's consequences when these people do evil stuff. They don't think that they don't realize they're wearing their work shirt with the name of the fucking casino right here that he's about to go to work to when I'm on the way to my job. Why does he think it's okay to be racist and transphobic on his way to work on a crowded bus and think it's not going to cost him anything? Because if I ride the bus at that time tomorrow, I'll see him again. And maybe the day after that. Do I have to walk past this man every day on the way to my job? We have him go, ooh, 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 like I'm this disgusting thing that's going to infect him or something? If you have never experienced someone reacting to the sight of you that way in your life, whoever you are, you have no idea what it feels like to have someone react to the sight of you like that. It's terrible. It's very, very unpleasant. All right? So he's doing all that, and then I'm just trying to ignore it. I'm like, I'm having a good day. I don't care about this guy. We're having a nice conversation. We're enjoying the scenery. We're like, oh, yeah, let's go to lunch here, whatever. We're just people watching on the strip as we're on our way to do our thing. And this guy on his way to work just couldn't resist doing all that stuff to make it super clear. He could have stood up and yelled at the top of his lungs, I don't like you! But he didn't do that. He just did it with his body language. It speaks volumes. You don't have to be verbal to get a message across. I'm learning that more and more and more. Microaggression, big time. Macroaggression, microaggression, well, it was a big micro. And it made me feel, he's trying to make me feel micro, like a little bug that grosses him out. That's how he made me feel with that body language when I walked past him and sat down near him on the bus. And then he's going into work at his casino, whatever job he does. I don't know if he's a dealer, he could be a valet. I don't know what he's not a valet. He wasn't wearing a bow tie. I don't know what he does. He could do anything at that casino. I'm not going to say which one. Obviously, there's lots of them around here. But after he did that to me on the bus, he thought it's just okay just to go into work. What's he going to do if I walk into the casino later in the day as a customer or somebody like me? Does he do that with every trans person that walks into the casino that he's supposed to serve and do his job, whether he's bringing them drinks or cleaning their table or whatever he does at that, or dealing cards, whatever he does at his job? If a trans person comes in front, a customer who's a transgender person comes in front of him at his job at the casino, is he going to go, oh, God, no, go? How can I help you? Is that how he talks to the public when he doesn't like how somebody looks? Not cool. If that was my business and he was my employee, I wouldn't want him to act like that. That's not cool. And it's not profitable for your business, certainly. If you don't want my pink and blue dollar, I'll take it somewhere else, motherfucker. But whatever. So as if all that wasn't bad enough of what this dumpy fat white man was doing to ooze hate because of my presence nearby him in a public space, on public transportation, because I'm a member of the public just like him, he thought it was cool to do that to me. As if that's not bad enough, guess what happened next? The bus stops. There's a lot of bus stops on the strip, and a very good-looking black man gets on. My wife and I both love black guys. They're so cool. Handsome, strong, masculine man. He was probably 6'5", 230 pounds, just muscles, long legs. He looked like an athlete, maybe. Very, very attractive man. Very well-groomed, smelled good, nice beard, trimmed up, neat, sweet hairdo, nice clothes. He had his shirt unbuttoned down to here. You could see his pecs, very fit, big man, handsome man, attractive man, a real man. A black man, my favorite kind, And I have to say, pick favorite kind of man. Very attractive. They're just so strong and confident. And I appreciate any strong, confident man, but it just seems like a strong, confident man that turns my head tends to be a man like the one who got on the bus, okay? So that guy got on the bus. My wife and I caught my wife checking out his legs because he had shorts on, and I was like, you looking at his legs? She's like, and I was like, so we're laughing. We're just minding our own business between ourselves, close together, shoulder to shoulder, side by side, on our little bus seat. So anyway, this very attractive man got on the bus at one of the stops, and he sat down on that bench seat next to the potato, between the potato and me and my wife. Guess what Mr. Potato did? This man just minding his own business. Black man gets on the bus, sits down, he's looking at his phone, whatever, just like everybody else. There's an empty seat between him and the white guy. And guess what happens? This handsome black man gets on the bus, and my wife and I are both kind of checking out and going, he looks... That white guy on the other side of him, the black man sat down, and that same white guy that did all that crap with me, he did it even harder when that guy sat down. He literally went, watch him sit down, and he got up, and he moved across to the other side of the bus. On the other bench seat, on the other side of the bus, and I guess, same body language. And now he's given stink eye to the transgender woman in his view over here, surreptitiously, side-eye dirt looks, and he's doing it to the black man. Both of us. He's sitting there doing this. He's looking at the black guy, and he's like, he actually was doing that. You could, read his fucking mind. You can just smell the transphobia and the racism on this guy. What is his problem? If you don't like the public, don't work facing the public, and don't ride public transportation if you don't like it. That's my advice to you, Mr. Potato Face, fat boy. Right? So as if my wife and I are just sitting there side by side, and she's kind of pointing, we're kind of watching. We're watching him, how he's reacting to the sight of that black man across that he moved away from. And then guess what? Nothing's happening because the black guy's minding. He's just minding his own business. He's a strong, confident guy going about his business, living his life just like I'm trying to do, like everyone, like most of us are trying to do. He's probably on the way to his job, or he's a tourist. I don't know what he's doing, but he's minding his own business, just like my wife and I were. But that scared little fat gut white boy, and I put white with a small W now. I'm not particularly proud of that, and I've been informed lately, I guess I don't even get to say that about myself anymore. So I gave up my manhood, and I guess I'm giving up my whiteness. Fuck it, I don't give a shit. Whatever. Anyway, so we're just like astounded. I'm just sitting there going, "Oh man!" I said to her, I wish I could film. I wish I could just film this. Can I do that? Can I just film the racist guy's reactions to the black man over here? Can I do this? Is that legal? I don't know what the rules are with YouTube and stuff. I need to look into that and think about it. But I really wanted to start recording, but I didn't. Because I figured, it's not worth it. He might see me point. It's just not worth it. So we're just kind of talking about him. We're just watching him be racist, and the black man he didn't even notice, because why would he? He didn't care. He's minding his own business. I don't think he even noticed when the guy moved away from him, because he was looking at his phone doing something. Next stop, another black man gets on the bus. This man is he's clearly unhoused. There are very many unhoused people in my neighborhood and in Las Vegas. It's tragic and it's painful. It's sad. It breaks my heart when I see so many people on the street. But that's another video. But anyway, another black man got on the bus at the next stop, and he was looking kind of rough. He was having problems. A lot of people who are unhoused, and they live out of backpacks and things, and old luggage or whatever, carts and bags, and they get on and off of the bus all the time like everybody else. If you live in a place like New York City or somewhere, that's pretty much riding the monorail or the bus on the Vegas Strip. It's kind of like that. And 24 hours you can, it's kind of like you're used to the sight of homeless people getting on and off the bus in Las Vegas. If you live here or if you come here, you're going to see it. People will get on the bus carrying bags and all kind of stuff, because that's their whole life they're carrying with them. Can you imagine? Oh my God, that's another video. But anyway, a homeless black man got on the bus and sat down on the other side of the racist white guy who had already moved seats once. So now the homeless black man gets on the bus and sits down over here with all his bags and stuff. And the white guy is just having fits. Only now he's just like, he can't decide which shoulder to turn away from who, because he's just like so uncomfortable. And you can see he was getting mad. I should have filmed him. He never said a word out loud. He didn't have to. The racist guy was being racist without having to verbally announce, hello, he's a racist. Obviously he's a racist. Obviously he's transphobic. But if you're not a transgender person or a person of color, why would you notice how racist he really is? If you're just another average white person, why would you notice? I noticed because I noticed. Trust me, I am really, really noticing this stuff now. And it was just insanely ridiculous. So now my spouse and I are sitting here, we're laughing to ourselves about this guy. We're like, what's he going to do if another black guy gets on the bus? The unhoused man ignored him because he has his own whatever going on. He's minding his business, going through his bags and stuff. The other black man is minding his business, doing his phone. And my spouse and I are sitting here watching this insanity, and I'm like, can I actually just start filming this? Is it legal to film people and then just put them on the internet and say, look at them? I got to learn about the rules of that. But, yeah. Oozing hate, this man. And fear. And then the next stop, another black man got on the bus. And this guy, his face changed color. He got less white. It's like, you know, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this guy? He obviously lives here in Vegas and he works at a fucking casino. Is that what he does at work when trans people and black people, when he has to serve them to do his job or do whatever he does at his job or talk to them or book their rooms or deal the cards or whatever he does, serve them food? Is that how he treats people? I think maybe this scared little white boy who's probably in his 60s, he must like put a mask on all day at work because the racists that seem to MAGAs, you really like your masks, and there's all kinds of masks, digital and every other way. Doesn't have to be a piece of cloth. You can hide behind all kinds of things. So I'm thinking this racist white man who works at the fucking casino probably has a fake, hello, how can I help you today, all day long at work. But on the bus ride to work and the bus ride home, he's like, these fucking people, you know. I really wanted to film it, and when the third black man got on the bus, a young man, good-looking, average guy, probably about 20, just minding his own business, guess what? He had to get in the stink eye. And my wife has a bad leg. So when we got to our bus stop, I always have to help her on and off the bus. She's got a busted up knee, had it replaced, and it gives her problems sometimes. So she said to me when we knew we were at her stop, I have to help her off the bus. She's like, that man, the racist guy was sitting pretty close to, like, he's on the left side of the bus facing sideways. The door that my spouse and I were getting off of, and it was pretty much right here from where he was sitting. And my spouse knew that, and she's like, we're going to have to walk right past that guy when you help me off the bus. I bet wonder what's going to happen, because we're going to be right in front of him, and he's going to get a good look at me, at my body, as I have to lean over and help her off, and I step down, and I'm like, come on, sweetheart. You know, he was going to get a good look at me all around at that time, like he did when I got on the bus, and it made him go crazy and just be mean and ugly. So here I am, standing right in front of him, helping my wife off the bus. He didn't say anything, but he was just like, yeah. So as the doors were closing and we got on the sidewalk, we both said, have a nice day. What are you going to do? What else could I have done? I wish I could have just filmed it. Maybe I will next time. Fuck it. What's he going to do? I don't know. But I know that's pretty provocative. Getting stared at, it will set somebody off, but doing this will probably set them off too. So I wasn't trying to escalate the situation or provoke it. But I was just saying, I wish there was a way to surreptitiously film that without alerting him to the fact that he's being filmed in that case, because he wasn't talking. If he was spouting racism and hate verbally, oh, fuck yeah, I would have pulled this out and started recording. But because he didn't speak out loud, I didn't feel comfortable pointing the phone at him, because that could have just turned it all much worse. So I think I made the right choice there. But you know what? I'm going to come back to just because. That's going to be another video. That's the next one. This one's about microaggressions on public transportation directed at trans and people and black people. So from racist white people. Yeah, and transphobic white people. I don't know for sure, but I would bet money, and this is a gambling town, I would put money down on him being a MAGA voter. I don't think he's the kind that would have voted for Harris like I did. I don't think he did. He probably would. I don't think he did. I don't know, but I don't think he did. I'm pretty damn sure he's a Trumpy. Red hat or not, because he's going to work in his work shirt. So if I see him again and he opens his mouth to support his body language hatred, and I see it again, if he's running his mouth, you bet your ass I'm going to film that motherfucker. Tizzy style. I'm learning how to use OBS right now, so yeah, I'm going to jump into the whole reaction video thing. I think I finally found my pride. I'm finding some real self-confidence. So I'm going to say thank you, haters. Just since the 4th of July, my personal self-confidence has, boom, gone up a lot. I haven't shed one single tear since July 4th over any of these evil, hateful comments that they're leaving me. Not one. So go ahead, fire away, call me ugly, whatever the fuck. You're not going to make me cry. You're going to make me laugh. And if you keep it up, you're probably going to make me rich eventually. So please engage. Yeah, let's do the engagement thing. Come on, come on. Come on. Tell me what you think. Comment down below.